Hey, well, good afternoon, and thanks to each of you for joining us as we kick off this year-long project. A few people that are joining me today that you're going to be hearing from in a couple minutes: Beth Ennis, our former chapter president and Centennial ambassador; Ron Mead, our membership committee chair; and Summer Davis, who is our purchase district chair. As many of you know, this is a special centennial a year for us in the therapy profession, and it provides us with an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the tremendous work and effort that many have done that have brought us to this point. And so to accomplish this, on behalf of the APTA Kentucky board and leaders, we're kicking off our Giants in Physical Therapy Around Kentucky celebration, where we're going to take the opportunity to highlight standout individuals each month that have contributed to the growth of our profession in Kentucky in a significant way. I like the metaphor of Giants in Kentucky. It's something that Sir Isaac Newton used in a letter back in the 1600s as he was referencing using the activities, the thinking, the hard work of those that had come before us in order to make intellectual progress. And so standing on the shoulders of giants is exactly what we're doing to launch into the next 100 years of physical therapy. So the phrase symbolizes scientific progress. And for the physical therapy profession, we want to recognize today our first giant that's contributed to the progress of physical therapy in Kentucky, Mr. Mike Muscarella. So before we get to that main event and the interview with Summer and Mike, we have some exciting activities and initiatives from the APTA Kentucky Membership Committee that Ron will share with us, and then a few words from Beth Ennis as our ambassador. So I'll pitch it over to Ron.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm always excited to promote the membership committee. Our role is to make sure that we are sort of promoting the value of being a member of the APTA, and also to create new opportunities for members. So if any of our members are listening and there's something that they really feel like we should be doing that we're not doing currently, or we should modify what we're doing, we would want them to contact us so that we are aware of that. Some of the exciting things that we have going now, we have developed a diversity, equity, and inclusion subcommittee of the membership committee. They are very active and they are looking for members and they are looking for ideas. We have developed a mentorship and leadership development group, and that should go live hopefully by the end of this year, before August is our goal. We have a group that's looking at PTA resources. So how do we assist the PTA in advancing their career or identifying opportunities? And then we have some special interest groups that have started this year. We have one for PTAs. We have one for new professionals, and that one is looking for leadership currently. And we also have an existing student SIG that we're trying to beef up a little bit right now. So there are all of those opportunities. And again, I would ask if anyone out there is interested in being involved in this committee or is interested in creating something new, we will listen to any idea. And so, contact us. We will find a place to plug you in. And if we don't have a place to plug you in, we will create a new space for you to enter. So just be sure that you're contacting us and letting us know your ideas. And we're always excited to see the profession grow. So Beth, that's what I've got. I'm going to hand it back to you.
I appreciate it, Ron. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be the Centennial Ambassador this year because it means I get to talk to you about a lot of fun things that are going on. Most of you should know, if you don't, check the page a little further down, that we are using as our Centennial celebration activity, specially branded bourbon, because we're Kentucky. So we have bottles of Maker's Mark that have 100 years of PT with APTA Kentucky on the label. They are for a suggested donation of $100 each. There is a link on the PDF that is on the Facebook page here. We still have some available for purchase, but it is a limited amount. So when they're gone, they're gone. I encourage you to purchase soon. Any extra monies that come out of that are targeted for our DEI initiatives in the state. So we're excited about that. We're excited about this Giants in PT series that we're doing within Kentucky. There is also some leadership lecture series going on through APTA, and those will be posted. The first two registrations for the first two of those lectures are on the website as well. Those will be going on throughout the year, scattered. And then we have our big centennial event that we're truly hoping will end up being face-to-face in DC with the House of Delegates and the leadership event in September. So we've got a long year of things coming with a lot of fun. But I get to kick off and toss this over for our first episode of Giants in Physical Therapy in Kentucky to our Purchase District Chair, Summer Barnes, who is going to be interviewing Dr. Mike Muscarella. And we are really excited to have both of them. So I'm going to pull them up and hand it over.
Hey, Summer.
Hi, Mike. I'm so excited to be doing this with you.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you very much for the honor. It is unbelievable.
Yes. I'm just excited to be able to interview you, with you having a lasting impact on not only my personal, but my professional life and career and where I am today. I owe a lot of that to you. So I'm very honored also to be here and to speak with you today. So just a few questions that we'll go through. The first one being, what motivated you to choose the physical therapy profession, and how has it crafted your career development?
Well, like many physical therapists, we all started with a moment in sports usually, and it usually occurred around an injury. And that's what happened to me when I was a senior in high school. I injured my left knee playing soccer. I played baseball and soccer all 4 years. And that took me out of my career aspiration of going to the Naval Academy and becoming a pilot. I wanted to do that because both my parents were in the Navy. My mom, however, was a physical therapy technician in the Navy. And she was a huge influence on my life and talked to me about that. And of course, I had physical therapy when I was rehabilitating in the Navy. When my father was still in the Navy, so I got to see it firsthand. And I said, this is something I would really enjoy doing. I like all that I see and all that they're doing. And that got me started. And the more I investigated it, the more I realized that's really where I needed to be for a career.
It's cool how we all have a different story that led us where we are now. Secondly, share with us some of the avenues you have contributed to our profession's advocacy and young professionals' development.
Well, Summer, it was an honor working with you at Murray State. And I remember you still as an undergraduate and wanting to go into physical therapy, and just being able to give you some tidbits to help you along the way, to help guide the process for you. I've been able to be fortunate enough to have done that with many, many undergraduates and those that are in college as well, or high schoolers and undergraduates. And that has been a huge source of satisfaction. Somewhat selfish, because the more students from our area that would get interested in the profession and get them into school and graduate, some of them may come back to work just like you did. And I think when Leanne Morris is now the director of the department there at Baptist Health Paducah, and I believe she told me about 75% of all of the professionals that are working in rehab services in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech language pathology were students. And it shows what a strong recruitment tool that is. But it also, you get a good mix of excellent professionals like yourself working. So that's one way that I interfaced with the students. When I was president of the Kentucky Physical Therapy Association almost 10 years ago, I would go and visit all the programs, because I remember when the president of the Virginia Physical Therapy Association came to my school at Old Dominion, and just the impression that individual, Ron Seymour, gave to us as students, and how that really shaped my desire to wanting to be a member of the APTA. And so I did that while I was president, and learned so much about all of the programs, And I do want to highlight and give a shout out to the Somerset Community College Physical Therapy Assistant Program, because Ron Mead has done a fantastic job of really bringing physical therapy to that community. And having seen that firsthand and how he shapes these young minds and they come out as fantastic assistants, it was just an honor to be a part of that. So, I do a lot of that. I advocate both with having been a legislative chair. So I've been to Washington many times, been to Frankfurt many times. We were able to start the Tri-Alliance in Kentucky, where the PT, OT, and speech language pathology associations come together and lobby on Frankfurt. And that's showing our legislators that our folks, our professionals in rehabilitation services really, are vested in the process and want to care for the patients that we're so honored to serve.
I think you've done a great job at pouring out and pouring into students, even beginning as early as high school. I think about the healthcare explorers and being able to, even as early as middle school, high school, discussing, what future career do you see yourself in, and instilling values and being a leader in that area and someone that students can look to going forward. So I know that was very helpful to have someone to lean on and be able to ask questions to.
Yeah, the Explorers program is really the beginning of the pipeline. And I tell people the difference between me talking to college students and third graders about physical therapy is with third graders, I sit on the floor and we have a fun time taking the disarticulated skeleton and putting it together. Whereas on the college students, we stand up and stand around a table and do it.
Yeah. So this kind of leads into the next question. What advice or inspiration would you offer to young professionals entering the profession or to those considering physical therapy?
Physical therapy really, the sky's the limit. Baby boomers are getting older and need physical therapy. Baby boomer physical therapists are getting older and getting ready to retire, and we need to fill in those gaps. And it is a career that has so much opportunity right now, and it's always had wonderful opportunity, but even now it has more. And there's so many diverse places that you can work. You can work in the hospital. We've had physical therapists that we've seen across the nation work with our patients who are suffering with SARS-CoV-2. I mean, they're directly, I just read an article, you and I commented on that just recently about an article that came out, how physical therapists in acute care are so critical to these patients that have the virus to prevent them from losing function. We've got a physical therapist that I know of that are out there doing EMGs, NCVs, and that's their main focus. And they are the expert in neuromusculoskeletal care. And they're contributing, helping our neurologists be freed up to focus on other things. I mean, it's great. So in schools, there are so many opportunities with children and long-term care, home care, and independent practice. A person can own their own business and be their own boss and provide services in their community and have a mom and pop clinic and provide the services that are needed. So if you like working with people, if you like seeing people improve, if you're a problem solver, you're trying to figure things out, it's a wonderful and rewarding career, and you're constantly working to improve the lives of people. And I think I go to work every day going, oh man, this is cool. I get paid for this. This is wonderful.
I remember sitting across the table at Cetera Coffee Shop after Rotary one day, and I remember distinctly you saying, do what you love and love what you do.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me, being able to come to work, like you said, and it doesn't feel like work because every day's new and every day's different, and it's so fulfilling. And just having all the different options in the physical therapy profession is something that makes it very unique.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's fun to see your patients come up to you at Walmart or Kroger or wherever and just thank you for the care that you gave in their most time of need. And just, it just makes you feel really good all over.
Yeah, it does. A couple more questions, Mike. Can you provide a special highlight moment in your career that was meaningful to you?
I tell you what, I still remember the day I got accepted to physical therapy school. I mean, that was just awesome. None of my parents went to college, so it was a whole unique experience. And I remember that Joy went out and celebrated and had a wonderful time. And that was a huge moment for me. But I would say highlights that I've had that really have been enjoyable was I really was honored to serve our association as president of the Kentucky chapter. To be able to interact with all of the committed professionals that want to see our profession in Kentucky grow, their commitment, their hard work, the foundation of people that I'm benefiting from. We have people like Sam Brown, we have Brenda Gosney, we have all sorts of people that worked before me to lay the foundation for us to be able to go to the next level. And serving as president was just marvelous, and having to interface with the APTA and seeing, how proud we can be as professionals of our organization who's using our dues money and using it wisely. They are very good stewards, and they are constantly advocating so that we can continue to have our patients be able to come to us for the care that they need. I think the other thing is, out in Western Kentucky, as you know, when you were in an undergrad, you started at Murray State. We only had a couple of schools in the state, and that was at Bellarmine and at UK. And we really didn't have enough. And so we really worked hard to develop a PT program at Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green. And along with Tom Pennington, who really got that ball started, he asked me to help join him and work with him. And so we and a group of folks, a former student, my first student, Bruce Mousy, who's the director of rehab in Owensboro, we all worked together to help develop that program. And now it is another successful physical therapy program that's operated by the state at State University. And being able to bring more therapists to underserved areas, whether it's West Louisville or whether it's Western Kentucky. And I'm very, very proud of that. And then, piggyback on that, we're continuing to advocate for our profession and being involved with my legislators here, my state senator and state rep, to help educate them on the issues that we face in physical therapy. That has been a huge highlight because we've been able to do a lot to help have a strong practice in Kentucky. So those are the three things that I kind of like to share, because it brings me lots of joy knowing that we've been able to do things like that.
Awesome, Mike. Okay, last question. Who was instrumental in guiding and motivating you in your physical therapy profession?
Yeah, I was thinking about that because y'all shared some of the questions before to help me prepare. And the first person is a woman named Mary Kay. I'll leave her last name out, but she hired me as a physical therapy tech back in 1978 when I was in my junior year at the College of William & Mary, and for a summer job. And I just went in there. I knew about physical therapy, but I didn't know about all of the different types of physical therapist assistant, what's a tech. And so I asked for a job. She interviewed me and then hired me. And from that moment at Portsmouth General Hospital in Tidewater, Virginia, she introduced me to physical therapy, the art. And with her team of therapists, they took me under their wing and mentored me. And they were able to help me understand just the importance of the profession that I was getting into and gave me the encouragement that I needed. And then once I was in physical therapy school, it was the director of the program, Jack Eckernach. Jack was well known in the APTA. He has since passed, but he was just one of the best examples of a physical therapist I could even imagine. And that has just played into me, into my career growth, just remembering things that he said to us and things that he taught us. And I was in the first class at Old Dominion. So we were the premier class. We were breaking ground and setting the stage for many programs to follow. And that was a big responsibility. And they poured a lot into us. And I just drank it up just eagerly. And then lastly, being in the profession in Kentucky, my whole career, this is my 40th anniversary being a member of the American Physical Therapy Association. I joined back in 1981 when we were able to as students in the program. And I graduated in 81, so this is my 40th year. And during the time in Kentucky, my whole career has been here. One person stands out, and that's Janice Cooperstein. Dr. Janice Cooperstein is a professor at the University of Kentucky, and she and I have had the greatest of relationships. We're opposite ends on so many things, but we come to the middle on so many things. But she has really helped guide my professional practice and really helped me by even allowing me to teach at the University of Kentucky for 13 years. I taught many classes in administration and management, PT 888, and was just a great benefit for me. But she's still somebody I can call on the phone and say, hey, Janice, I got this issue. What do you think? And it's nice to have mentors at different steps of the way. And I've been fortunate to have 3.
That's great, Mike. Well, speaking for myself and many others, I would say that you have been a great mentor and very instrumental in many of our walks in the profession. So it's an honor to be talking with you. And as a token of appreciation and recognition, you'll be receiving a gift from the association soon.
Summer, thank you very much. And I expect to see you here in a few years because you were the #1 draft pick for PT school the year you got in. You were the best applicant ever. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Thanks, Mike.
Not that you haven't heard that before.
Well, Mike, you've made such an impact on so many folks. And so we thank you for your time. We thank you for your energy. We thank you for your passion for physical therapy and your mentoring. So thank you very much. Certainly, you are a great example of the first giant in Kentucky, and we invite everybody to come back next month. We'll have an episode 2 and another giant. So thank you for kicking this off with us. We're excited to see everybody back for episode 2.
Thank you, President Charlie. It's been an honor. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.